Show that you will not oppose his reign, that you will accept your duties as Warden without strife.
I will accept the rule, but I won't postpone the reaping. Hail Dagon!
You are wise beyond your years. Fate has chosen well.
If you say so. Well, you guys are free to go.
Are you insane, Dova? What are you doing?
Uh-oh.
Let me get this straight. Not only are you serving Dagon, but you aren't going to delay the reaping?
Yeah,
That's not just heartless. It's sadistic.
pretty much.
What of your honor? What of your virtue? Of your followers? Will you abandon them in an instant for the favor of the Warden and his hollow promises?
Yes.
If this is your choice, then you must follow through alone. I will have no part in this absurdity.
This is a joke, right? You can't possibly be serious. Are you?
Come, friends. The Dovahkiin has forsaken us.
Zavok, you're staying, right? Also, not everyone ran away. Oh, hi.
Yes?
Wait, Katri? You aren't gonna leave?
Even though I don't agree with this choice, I know you're doing what you believe is best.
How?
That's enough for me. We're in this together. Forever.
How the hell do you figure that?
Farewell.
Iriel, why are you here?
What do you want to talk about?
Why aren't you leaving?
I want to. Or to strike you down and save you from yourself. But the truth is,
Oh, you have to do
I'm
this
no
line
hero.
again.
No mortal blessed with a divine purpose. I'm the daughter of a genocidist. And a fool. Even if we bear no relation, you're all I have left.
I'm gonna have to do the same thing. I'm gonna have to, turn you against me, aren't I?
Sure.
You have need of me, sire.
You're not gonna leave?
Of course not, master. I am loyal to you and you alone. I care not who you choose to serve.
Alright, easy enough.
Of course.
Well, what's next? Oh, hey, there you go. What's next?
The time for your succession is near, but not yet at hand. Await my summoning, Dovahkiin. In the meantime, I will carry out the last of the reaping's preparations.
Oh, is Zavok gonna try and get me to betray them now?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on this?
Not here. Wait until we have departed my former master's lair.
Fair. You know what? I get it.
Keep alive, master.
Oh, you too. What are your thoughts on this?
Brilliant, master. At first, your eagerness to join the Warden confused me. But now, I see the unquestionable precision in your efforts.
Okay, so
Was this your plan from the beginning?
I hope we have a chance to say no. I hope we have a way to actually just become Warden and serve Dagon. Because once again, I feel like that would be the ultimate bad ending, aside from running off with Katri and watching all her friends die in a vision.
We would need to unite the dominant clans of the Kain under your banner. Turn his own servants against him.
Why would the kind follow me?
My people are drawn to power, master. It is no secret that Lord Dagon's might has diminished exponentially since his duel with the Avatar of Akatosh. But you, my lord, your power is at its apex. If you can show yourself a more capable tyrant than Lord Dagon, they will follow.
Oh boy. So this is already different, yeah. How can I prove my strength to the kind?
Lead them into the reaping, master. Let your blade be the first to glisten in the blood of those who oppose us. But don't stop once the reaping's quota is filled.
Oh.
Lord Dagon's refusal to fully exterminate the mortals makes him look weak in the eyes of my people.
Oh no.
Kill every last mortal that pollutes this island.
This is the bad
Only
ending.
then will you gain the respect and loyalty of the kind.
This is absolutely the bad ending. The Warden's job isn't to lead ground forces.
Of course. There is a kind commander for such an honor. But if you challenge and defeat him, you will have earned the right to conduct a reaping in his stead. You need only a way of entering my home realm and finding him.
I'll speak to the Warden about meeting with this commander.
Mind what you say to him, Master. The Warden is broken and indoctrinated. If he learns of our plan, he'll squawk.
Alright. So it's not enough for me to become Warden, now I want to also kill everyone on the island. Yeah. This is definitely gonna be the bad ending.
I have not yet summoned you, Dovahkiin. You must have patience.
You don't know me then. I want to meet with the field commander of the Reaping.
That is not your place. You are to orchestrate the cavities between realms. That is all.
Like a prison guard?
Let the Daedra coordinate their military campaign.
I only wish to prove my loyalty to Dagon.
You can accomplish that easily enough by conducting your duties as Warden.
This is like extra credit, though. Dagon ordered me to meet with him.
If that's true, surely he would have mentioned it to me.
Your usefulness to him has expired.
That much I cannot deny.
Yeah, so stand aside.
If what you say is true, I dare not oppose the desire of Dagon. If false, I suppose there is little harm you can administrate from within his realm. Very well. I'll open a portal for you to meet with the commander. But make haste. When you return, the time for your succession will be at hand.
You go on ahead. This is the last chance I'll have to speak with my father. There's a lot I still want to say.
Oh? We won't be long.
I'll be quick about it.
I was in the middle of walking into the portal, so that's why everything was just really, really red.
Yes, brother?
Oh,
All right then.
don't say that.
There he is, the one in the middle.
What business does Lord Dagon's Warden have in our realm?
I'm here to challenge you for the right to lead the Reaping.
Ha ha! I wouldn't want to damage Master's precious mortal. Go home, Fiddlekind.
If you refuse, then the position is mine by forfeit.
Do not cite our ways to me, weakling. If it's a maiming you desire, then it's a maiming you'll receive.
You ready for some deja
You
vu?
don't need any limbs to sit in that chair.
Yeah, you're ready for some deja vu, aren't you?
You will bleed.
You aren't fit to be kind.
So he didn't fall into the lava, but I shouted him over the rock that time. If anything, that's kind of impressive. It's, style points, right? What an insult to injury. Just kick him while he's down.
Impossible. We will not swear fealty to any mortal.
This is no mere mortal. He is Dovahkiin, Hand of Lord Dagon. You will obey him.
Lord Dagon may have his wishes, but my clan will have nothing to do with this heresy. Those traitors may desert, but our clan still revere the old ways. When the hour of the reaping dawns, we will be yours to command.
As we slaughter everyone on the island.
Curse us! The dragon child has betrayed us.
Wait, what? Iriel, how?
See the blood trail? She seized the Warden by force, likely with the assistance of your old companions.
Oh no, because if he dies, I become Warden, so they have to keep him alive.
That would initiate the reaping. As long as they keep him alive, you won't be able to take over as Warden. Traitorous insects. The lot of them. We need to follow the trail and punish them for this treachery.
Well, Catry?
Stendar, protect us.
Well, you shouldn't be saying that right now.
Uh-huh.
You really, really shouldn't. Now, where is it pointing us? Oh, pointing us to Blue Star Cavern. Alright. Oh, is this my intervention?
I'll make you this offer once. Turn back, Dovahkiin. We have no desire to fight you, but we can't allow you to bring about the deaths of countless innocents.
It's too late for that.
So be it. You've held to your choice, and we'll stand by ours.
Oh no. Kill the Warden, initiate the reaping, and I have to kill all of my friends too. Wait, why is Jade fighting Tia? Is this just her way of getting revenge now because they don't like each other? Wait, and Tassius just attacks... Yeah, and Tassius is attacking the Warden. I feel like you guys didn't get the memo of who's who and who you want to fight here.
Get so lucky.
That'll teach them.
Wait, where's Iriel? Has anyone seen her, or did she run off? Is she somewhere else? Because Tia, Tassius, I know I saw Jade. I know I saw Hayden. And Roland. Oh, yep. Uriel's not here. We will face her yet. It's reaping time.
And so the rebirth of the Warden has come to pass, for you are now its vessel. With this, the reaping will be ushered in, and you will choose the gates from which it emerges.
The Alpha Gate, with the western gates as overflow.
So be it. Dagon's will be done, my Warden.
I can't believe Catry is staying with
We're
me.
taking casualties, Lord Commander.
Oh, because I built all the
villagers
defenses.
are united under the banner of an outsider. They're proving more resilient than we anticipated.
Iriel? Form up and follow me. We'll decimate their pathetic resistance.
Aye, Lord Commander. For chaos and destruction.
No, kill the resistance commander. It's gonna be Iriel. I know it, you know it. Catry will leave me for this, just you watch. Yeah, there they all are. Literally everyone. Well, they didn't get all the gear that I made for them at least. So I guess that's good. Is Iriel just... okay. Wait, who is the Resistance Commander? It's just some random person. Wait, where did this outsider come from then? Did someone else land on the island? And no one informed me, the Warden?
Please, don't
I can't really see too much of what's going on in here because there's still a lot of people alive. There goes your commander. Kinda need to clear out the rest of you guys before I can really speak to Zavok, though. Well, Zavok, I think that's everyone.
To the void with you mortals! I'd forgotten how much I love genocide. At last we have cleansed this land of weakness. What fun! But now, we must focus on the forceful apprehension of Lord Dagon's realm.
So I still have to go through with that. We haven't killed every mortal yet. I've seen no sign of Iriel.
To the realms with that traitor! If she survived the assault, she must be cowering in the shadows somewhere. There are many hunting parties scouring the island for survivors. They'll find her in time. She can't hide forever.
What's our next move?
Your decision to exterminate every mortal during the reaping has proven unpopular with Lord Dagon, as expected. But you have earned the respect of many clans of Kine. Allow me to return to the realm, Master, and there I'll assemble as many loyalists as will follow. Then we can finally march against Lord Dagon.
You have my permission. Amass me an army.
With pleasure, my lord.
Oh, hey, Katri.
Good morning, Dover.
Good morning. You... wow.
Of course.
Still can't believe you went along with any of this. I honestly wonder if part of it was, oh, they didn't want to leave me without any companions. Did you fall into the lava? You did.
Lord Commander, we've tracked a small band of survivors to this cavern, but we're suffering heavy losses. Whoever's inside, they're dug in like imps on a rotting corpse.
I'll deal with them.
Of course, my lord. We'll be right behind you.
I have a feeling this is where Katri will betray me. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Was Katri in on it? I think Katri was in on it. Who just ran past me?
This is Dagon's chosen.
I'm not asking. If you value your pitiful excuse for a life, you'll do it.
Oh.
Fine.
It'll work. I know that all too well. Besides, we're out of options. If we kill the Warden, another will take his place. But if we control the Warden, we have a chance at stopping Dagon.
He's awake. Give him another dose.
What? A dose of what?
Stay still, Dova. This will all be over soon.
Where are you? I can't see you. I thought you said I was all you had.
And that's still true. We can start over once we change you. You aren't well, but this will make you better.
Why did you betray me?
Look at what you've done. I didn't want any of this, but I can't let you go on to serve Dagon.
You're too late. I'm the Warden now.
What are you doing? Damn it, no!
Master! 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 Master!
Kiss me, Zavok. Kiss
Thank
me.
the realms. You were unresponsive for days, I'm told.
Oh!
I hurried back as soon as I heard.
There she is. Where's Iriel?
Dead. My brother saw to that. The island is now free from her terror.
Were you able to build my army?
Aye, Master. They are assembled and await your command.
I'm ready to see them.
Then follow me.
Katri, still here? Hey, there you are.
Yes?
And here I was thinking
Take care.
maybe you had betrayed me.
They are loyal to the end, my lord.
Oh, I can't see them, but activate army. Dagon is weak, a shadow of his former power. He is no longer fit to command. To war!
To war for Lord Dover King!
I like the way that sounds.
Hostile spotted.
Still have to fight a lot of danger to get through. Oh, look at them just all getting bowled down. I love it. And that is why I will always love Khusro Dagh. And yeah, there we go. He fell off the bridge. Perfect. Lord Dagon, I have come for your throne.
I'm impressed, mortal. Not that you defied my reign or converted my servants, but that you still believe you can challenge a Daedric lord for dominance of his own realm.
Was kind of silly of me when you think about it.
Very well. I will oblige. The best lessons are taught through laceration.
Because now we wouldn't have poisoned his honor guards or anything, so we would still have to fight them.
Destroy you.
Yeah, we do. They're a little big. They're not that strong, but they're a little big. I think as long as we defeat Mehrunes Dagon, I think that kind of ends everything. It didn't, but the timing was perfect.
Promise that challenge.
Oh, you don't have anything of note. You didn't have anything interesting.
At last, the kine are free of that weakling's rule. And you, Master, have broken his curse over the island. Although it would sadden me, if it is still your desire, you may leave at any time.
Now that Dagon is destroyed, will Mount Andor erupt?
I think not, Master. Dagon may be defeated, but the sigil stone remains. The same power that anchors our realm to Mundus is the same power that kept the mountain at bay.
Well, on that note, I guess we just head home.
State your business.
Yeah, and you still have nothing to say about this, huh?
Sure.
Sure. And that should be all the major endings then. Back in Skyrim, and the only companion we have left would be Katri. Unless Zavok came back, but I have a feeling that he can't come back. As I thought.
How goes
You're
it?
the only one here. Follow me. I need your help.
After you.
There's a handful of different variations for these endings based on other choices you make throughout the mod. And in hindsight, if I had done things a little differently, I might have been able to show them off. For instance, if we didn't build the longboat or repair the SS deficit, I imagine we would have just been stranded on the island, or at least we would have been forced to only take a couple companions on the hidden boat in the grotto in order to escape. Obviously, we missed out on Brynn as a companion, although I wish there had been some way to recruit her, even if you missed her in that first encounter. And unfortunately, from what I've seen, there's no ending in which Iriel survives and is able to return to Skyrim with you. I both love this and hate this, because Iriel really was one of my favorite characters in the mod, and even with the revelation, it still very much felt like they had built up this true familial relationship between her and the Dragonborn. But at the same time, I absolutely agree that her death makes the most sense for the mod, thematically, and her sacrifice is her way of taking back her own agency, and proving to herself and others that she is a true hero. While there are several quest mods out there that aim to be more BioWare-esque in terms of tone and execution, I think Warden of the Coast is one of the best mods to achieve this, at least out of the quest mods that I've played so far. There's a lot of aspects of the writing, the companions, and quests that remind me a lot of older BioWare titles, such as the slightly cheesy and sometimes cliché characters. While some people might not be the biggest fan of this, I really enjoyed the slight cheesiness that we had from some of our interactions. It made for more fun, lighthearted moments throughout the mod. That's not to say that the mod is only cheesy, and to say so would be to ignore the stronger writing points in the story. Characters that started off more grating for me, such as Tia and Hayden, wound up growing on me so much more as we continued their respective quests. Characters such as Roland and Jade showed us that our actions did indeed have consequences, both of which can be lost during their own loyalty quests should you make the wrong choices. Some companions can be missed entirely, such as Brynn, who I made the mistake of not trying to recruit in time. And despite not having Brynn, for the most part, you wouldn't know that she was a missing part of your crew. The mod was written to try and account for these various choices, so that you didn't feel like you were suddenly missing a big part of the story because of these mistakes. With how many choices there are to make, with how many different outcomes there are for the members of your crew, this is a mod that encourages subsequent playthroughs. Even halfway through this one, I kept thinking to myself, well, I want to play this again and maybe do this or this a little differently. Once I had finished the mod and went back to try out some of the different endings, I found myself really pleasantly surprised with how involved the other ending sequences were. When I chose the coward's way out of sailing off with Katri, I did not expect that I'd have a vision showing my companions' final moments, as they took up our shirked responsibilities. When I agreed to delay the reaping, I did not expect that I would have a chance to defy Dagon himself and sabotage the reaping with my newfound abilities as Warden. If anything, choosing to trick the Warden by agreeing to delay the reaping turned out to have far less deaths and destruction, but at the expense of having to turn Iriel to Dagon's lieutenant and having to kill her yourself. Having these multiple endings gives the mod a good sense of replayability, and a lot of work was put into having that many choices at the end. That being said, I feel like you can definitely tell that my first ending is the main one for the mod, as it has the most of a conclusion and the most closure for you and your companions. The ending in which you run off with your love interest is probably the second best in terms of closure and resolution, but the others kinda fall flat a little bit at the very end. If we become the Warden willingly, face off against Dagon and stop the reaping, we can't speak to the village elders and tell them that they're free to leave and that the curse is broken. We don't get to have those follow-up conversations with the remaining companions, despite the fact that they can still be recruited back in Skyrim. If we lead the reaping ourselves, we keep our love interest, but they still don't get much of a follow-up, aside from them agreeing to stand by us. Even then, I feel like they still should have had something to say before we left the island for good. What could have worked really well here for any of the endings is to give us a Fallout New Vegas style slideshow, telling us what happened to the island, its inhabitants, and of our companions following the end. Show us a slideshow of Tia going back home and publishing her book, of Jade becoming a dressmaker, of Roland returning to Cyrodiil with a renewed purpose as a Knight of the Thorn. If anything, it almost felt like some companions only had a true end to their story if you romanced them, as we don't really get to hear more about those personal aspects of their lives if we only interact with them for their loyalty quests. Jumping back to the BioWare comparisons, Warden of the Coast reminds me a lot of Mass Effect 2, in the sense that Mass Effect 2 had a really short main quest, but instead was focused much more on your companions and their loyalty missions. Funny enough, Mass Effect 2 is often regarded as the best game in the trilogy because of this, but for me it's always been my least favorite for that very same reason. And while Warden of the Coast is focused more so on its companions and their loyalty quests, it worked for me, mainly because each companion had their own fully realized arc. Rather than having a one-and-done quest, you got to see their respective stories play out over time, which made it feel like we were getting to know them a bit more. What I will say is that if you do wind up prioritizing the main story, you'll very easily progress too quickly and get locked out of companion quests. So while it might not make the most sense to prioritize Tia learning how to write a book over stopping Mehrunes Dagon from killing 3/4 of the island's populace, you're better off helping your companions first. One thing I really want to praise the mod for is the technical aspects. The fact that the mod has no requirements other than the base game, no SKSE, no follower framework, but adds its own 3-party member system, with revives, regard, leveling, and so on. It's really impressive. Obviously, they could have made use of new menus and other fancy gizmos and gadgets, but doing so would have required the user to install a bunch of other things. The plug-and-play and ease of installation of Warden of the Coast makes it infinitely more accessible as a mod, and it's something that I really enjoy personally. I mentioned it a couple times throughout the playthrough, but I would have liked to see a couple changes just to make things flow a little bit better or maybe have a slightly better presentation style. I do wish that after each stage of a companion's quest, we maybe had an objective telling us to speak to them later. It might get a little repetitive after a while, but I would think it would help to establish when you've hit a pause in their arc, and to move on to something else for the time being. The mod starts off with some really useful tutorials and pop-ups, and I would have liked to see more of this later on. Give us some more information on how the defense system works, or how recruiting villagers to our army is handled, because I really couldn't tell if it made any difference at all. And instead it felt like I just threw their lives away, since they all died to the countless Daedra. Balancing wise, the mod was solid for a lot of instances, but there were some parts of the main quests where it could stand to be a little tweaked. While the mod was largely good about not throwing a lot of damage sponges at you at once, there were times where the sheer amount of enemies spawned in at once was a little high. I get it, it's a Daedric invasion, but it becomes a little bit cumbersome at a certain point. Audio was definitely a strong point for me. The original soundtrack was really well done, and the variety of tracks helped to convey the different tones throughout the mod. From the more upbeat and playful tracks as we adventured across the island, to the more somber and darker tones during the Warden's big plot twist, and the more driving and dramatic battle track as we pushed forward across Oblivion in the final showdown. Voice acting was really good, and having custom dialogue for all of the villagers helped to make me feel like I wasn't in Skyrim anymore. Audio quality for our crew members was solid, The only critique I can make there is that there were a few times when dialogue would have benefited from a little bit of editing, and cleaning up little pops and exhales and background noise. But it's a minor thing, for the most part. Not everyone is an audio engineer. I know I'm not. Level design was a mixed bag for me. I thought the island itself as an exterior location was beautifully done. It was a good size, it had well-designed villages, and the new creatures helped it to stand out from Skyrim. I've always found that it's hard to make a more tropical environment look like it fits in properly to the game, but Warden of the Coast did a really good job with this. As for interior locations, a lot of these fell flat for me. It wasn't that they were particularly bad, but I missed that we didn't really have any dungeons for the entirety of the mod, minus the one for Catri's personal quest. Some of these interior spaces were much bigger than they needed to be, and thus had a lot of unused and negative space. I realized that the emphasis wasn't on the interiors, and they were largely there to move the companion quests along, but they weren't my favorite in the end. It was a lot of fun to go through Oblivion, and my main critique there would be that the render distance seemed to be really low, despite the fact that on my install I have all of that set to max. It's worth noting that I don't have Dying set up for Skyrim Saturday, so I'd be curious to see if that would have made any difference. As we wrap up our review today, I want to leave you with this. Warden of the Coast is the most fun I have had with a new quest mod in a while. It's the kind of mod that I didn't want to put down because I wanted to see where every companion's story went. It's the kind of mod that I'd sit down and think, oh, I've been recording for half an hour, right? Just to see that the recording session was already nearing the 2-hour mark. The time really flew by for me, and the banter with the companions was always something that kept bringing me back for more. Of the newer quest mods to come out in the past few years, this is one that stands out to me a lot. And frankly, I think the last time I felt this connected to the characters from a more recent mod would have been There Is No Umbra. There's just something about the slightly cheesy writing and romance in quest mods like these that I really enjoy. It's not something I'd necessarily love in a full AAA game, but for me, it works for Skyrim mods. And if anything, it can make them a lot more fun. Thank you for watching. As always, if you like what I do and want to chat and maybe see me play something other than Skyrim, check out my streams at twitch.tv/0periodproductions. I'll see you guys next time with another Skyrim Saturday. Bye bye.